Welcome, everybody, to the Billionaire Lifestyle Podcast, where you can find it at emmettmuckles.com. You can also find it on iTunes and Stitcher. Now, today's guest, we have all the way from Australia, John Lagoudakis, and he's going to give us some insights on how we can get better our websites, better our traffic, and how him turning his life around to provide this service for people has led him to live the billionaire lifestyle. So, stay tuned. We got some great information for you. Welcome to the Billionaire Lifestyle. This is Emmett Muckles, where you can find it on emmettmuckles.com. Please go to iTunes, Stitcher, however you hear my voice. Rate us. That is the most important thing that you can do. But even more importantly, we want to connect with you, and we need you to leave a comment because this is about the billionaire lifestyle. We're a planet full of 1 billion people, so we have to communicate. But today I have a special guest who's all the way on the other side of the planet from me. He's enjoying summertime. I'm enjoying 6 feet of snow. And please help me to welcome John Lagoudakis, right?
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Emmett. Appreciate you having me on your show.
So, John, you help entrepreneurs and you help online people kind of connect and grow their presence. Am I correct? Or am I incorrect?
Yeah, that's right, Emmett. That's right. I help people get themselves online, get their business online, and also get traffic, get leads, and make more sales.
Now, let me ask you a question because I've dealt with this over the years myself. Everybody knows there's an online presence, and you see so many things where people are saying, hey, come online, make money, start your business online. But it's just like anything else. Where do you start? How do you get that traction? And how can you find a good mentor like yourself to trust?
Yeah, look, it's hard. I'm going to tell you, Emmett, it's hard. Like, I remember when I first started back in 2006 online. I'll tell you a bit about the story because the way I started was, I'll backtrack a little bit. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 2005, about then, and it totally changed my life. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something that create residual income. I'm going to be financially free. And one of the things it recommends is network marketing or multi-level marketing, MLM. So I started with my brother with his MLM business, and I talked to everyone I knew, and that got old really fast. You know, if anyone's ever done network marketing, you know what I talk about when you talk to your family, friends about your business. No one wants to hear from you. And look, I had some success though. I did sign up some from family and friends, and most I did because more for me rather than the product maybe. But look, I thought I need to get more people in my business, get more exposure, invite more people. So I went online. And I was having some success there too, recruiting people online, building up my downline. And I kept coming across this affiliate marketing and making money online everywhere. It was everywhere, especially affiliate marketing. And look, I bought some products and some of them were terrible. Like they're really outdated. They were rubbish products. I remember buying this $50 product on Clickbank. Anyway, but there's a lot of that kind of stuff. When you have that desire and you want to learn and you want to start making money online, if you go and you Google and whatever and you go and look on Facebook, there's just so many people offering so many different solutions. A lot of them, they're people that are not actually making money online, but they just pretend, the old fake it till you make it sort of thing. So it can be tough. So I'm not sure how to do the research. I'm not sure really how to find someone that's genuine. I can tell you I'm genuine. But to actually, there are some good places. I'll tell you what there is. There is this forum called the Warrior Forum. Now, if I'm thinking about buying a product that's being released, I'll typically go there. Like anything to do with make money online, internet marketing, I'll go to the Warrior Forum, and there's reviews there of products. People, basically, they'll tell you. You search any person, any product, and if it's worthwhile, it'll be in there and it'll tell you the good and the bad. So that's a good place to start anyway. But yeah, it's a bit of a minefield out there.
So let me ask you something about Clickbank because I, like you, dabbled in Clickbank because I'm just, I'm an early adopter to a lot of things. And Clickbank kept coming up. But I never quite understood it But one of the biggest things that gets me, and I think you have some expertise in this, which is like building your brand and building your audience through email.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Look, yeah. Sorry.
no, you're good. I was just wondering, how do you grab somebody who's a novice, because evidently your website is awesome. It's full of information. You've got a podcast, so folks, please go to his website and listen to his podcast. He has some great information there. I've listened to a few episodes, and now you're in my aggregator on my phone.
Awesome.
But where do you start with someone who's clueless? And the reason I'm asking you this, because many people may be hearing this podcast and they have an inkling, but they don't know what it entails, because there's some
Yeah.
some things you have to do.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you a bit about my story, my journey, because I didn't start off with email marketing, and that was a big mistake for me. So I was buying all these different books about how to make money online. I eventually got a good one. It was actually one of the cheapest I ever bought. It was $10, and this guy, and sort of going back to that question, how do you find someone good? If someone's worth following or listening by if it makes sense and if you can get results, and they're not asking you for a gazillion dollars. So I bought this $10 ebook. It taught me a simple strategy how to use Google AdWords to promote affiliate offers, and that's how I started making money. I actually made money with my very first campaign that I set up. It was such a good book, and so I did that, and I was making really good money, Emmett. I was making a lot of money promoting Clickbank products, sending traffic directly from Google AdWords. I put up my ads on Google, send traffic directly to the sales page using my affiliate link, Clickbank affiliate link. The problem with that is when Google changed their AdWords policies about 2 years later, in 2009, and they shut down my AdWords account because they didn't want Clickbank affiliates advertising with Google anymore. I mean, I wasn't doing anything wrong in particular, but they just shut down everyone. There was a few bad apples doing the wrong thing, because you got to understand, affiliates, it's not their product, so they don't really care about the reputation of the product they were promoting. Some affiliates were making outlandish claims in order to get more attention, and so Google said, forget it, we're just going to get rid of all your affiliates. So today you can't go on Google and promote products as a Clickbank affiliate. The problem was when they shut down my account overnight, 90% of my revenue, my business, died. It was totally gone. I was still duplicating my campaigns in Bing and Yahoo, but that was only bringing a little bit of money because Google's where the massive more search volume is. So and just prior to that happening, I sort of knew it was coming. I'd heard reports, so I started building an email list. Now, if I'd done that from the beginning, I'd have been much, much better off. But it's hard. The reason why we don't build a list, whether you're an established business or you're starting out, because where do you do? Where do you go? You got to build a website with a landing page. You've got to have a free offer. You've got to create an autoresponder account with a campaign in it, then put that opt-in form on your website, create an email sequence, and monetize all of that. So what I did, once I figured it out, like it took me 6 months literally. I had a mentor. He was based in the US there in Arizona, Dan Cushell. He taught me how to do all that kind of stuff, and it took me 6 months from starting to actually finishing to the point where I was ready to drive traffic to build my list. So it took me ages. So one of the things I actually did, one of the first products I ever created, my own product, was a service where I basically built an email marketing, a mini site that was an email list building site. So, basic landing page, thank you page, download page. And so I did that for quite a while. Because look, it's not easy, but I do have some training on my webinar. I do have a webinar at johnlagoudakis.com. It's a tough name. I'll spell it JOHNLAGOUDAKIS.com. If you go to my website, I do have webinars where I actually take you through the process of building a list. So if anyone's interested in doing that.
Oh, and we will definitely put links from the Billionaire Lifestyle right to your website so that people can see. So your webinars, are they periodical? I saw you had a timeline counting down for your next webinar. So where can people, are they at multiple times? That's what I'm trying to ask. Are they at multiple times?
Yeah.
Because we are, you're in a different total time zone. I think you're in an actual different day. But a lot of people in the United States are looking at your stuff and wanting to be a part of it. So do you have multiple formats or platforms, or how can people subscribe to you?
Yeah. Thanks, Evan. Yes. So with the webinars, I'll do some live ones, and typically when I do them live, I will factor in US, because most of the people that I get attention from is from the US. So I'll make it either a time that's suitable for me and US time. I do have some pre-recorded webinars as well, which are available anytime for people to watch as well.
Awesome. Let me ask you another question. So this is the big one. So do you have your own products or products for the public right now?
Yeah, definitely. So what I've changed a lot over the years, because over the years I've learned so much about internet marketing, and what I offer right now is a product I call the Elite Web Package. It's basically where I set up your online business for you. So if you don't have a website, I'll set it up from scratch. If you have a website but it's outdated or it needs to be tweaked so you get better direct response from your visitors, i.e. you get them opting in or calling you, whatever you want, I'll modify your website. I'll set up your email marketing campaign. I'll set up all your social media accounts, and I'll set up tracking and analytics as well, so you can actually see where your traffic's coming from and what it's doing on your site. So I'll do all that, and I maintain it, and I allow unlimited updates, meaning you can make modifications to your site as many times whenever you want. You can add new content. I'll add it for you. I'll put any content you want on your social media accounts, all that kind of stuff, and give you strategy about the best way to use social media and your website. And I charge one low monthly fee. At the moment, it's $97 per month, and that's all taken care of. Again, no setup fee. And you even get, actually, I start you off at $1 for the first 14 days, so you can actually see if you actually like working with me or not. So, because the reason why I do that, I had so many. Before I started offering this service, the reason why I started offering it was so many people that I knew, friends of mine, business people that I knew, they were paying crazy money. Like I remember one particular friend was paying $560 a month to an SEO company, and they were doing nothing for him. I can tell you right now, the initial report they gave him was false. They said they were going to target 20 keywords for him. The keywords were great, but they'd falsified the data. They had basically times everything by 1,000. Keywords that were only going to get 100 views per month, they were telling him they were going to get 100,000. They were getting 100,000 searches per month. And so the initial the report was a fake. And then they're charging him $560 a month for basically all they were doing were backlinking for him, and the backlinks were useless. They weren't doing many, and they were no good. You could tell that he was just paying a lot of money for not much at all, and that's not unusual. It's like taking your car to a mechanic. If you don't know the mechanic, you sort of hope and pray that it's a good mechanic. So what I've done is, okay, look, there's a massive need for businesses to be online. A lot of businesses don't have a website, they don't have a social media presence, and I think a big part of it is they're just worried that you go to someone to set up a website for you, for example. You're lucky if you get quoted $1,000 or $2,000, and that doesn't include, again, your email marketing, social media. So I thought, I'm going to do all of it, charge one low monthly fee, and not only create it but continue to update it and create it so, again, direct response from it, so people actually take action, and give you ideas for what you can do for your social media. So one particular client is a painter, and so what I say to him, okay, whenever you start a job, take a before photo, and then when you finish the job, take an after photo. Send the photos to me. I create a very nice one image before and after photo, put it on his social media accounts. People love it, and it gets him great exposure. It's not hey, call me if you want your house painted, because no one responds to that, and it's just boring. But if you put a before and after photo, people know what you do. They enjoy seeing it, and they're going to hire you or recommend you to their friends and so forth.
So let me ask you something. Has social media changed? Because you came in at a time when social media wasn't really a thing. I think MySpace was just coming online, or was the it thing, and it's changed 180 degrees altogether. So when you talk about traffic and things like that and helping people out, so do you have things that are versed for social media, regular web traffic, or organic and paid traffic, and so forth and so on?
Yeah, you're totally right, Emmett. So it's going to depend on the niche that you're in and where basically wherever your target market is. That's where we target. So if your target market's on Snapchat, because you're focusing on a younger demographic, we spend time there. If they're on Facebook, or if they're people that typically just search on Google, wherever the market is, that's where we focus. And it doesn't really matter if things change, but you have to be on top of it. You have to know, obviously, what's happening around you. But yeah, you're right. There's no one size fits all when it comes to online marketing. So every niche is going to be different. The way you set up your website, the look and feel of your site is going to be different. The offer you give to get people to opt into your list is going to be different, whether it's going to be a free report or a video series, free consultation. And the way you build your funnel, your email sequence is going to be different. The way you create the look of your social media accounts, and how often you post and what you're posting, all that stuff's going to be different for every single niche.
Yeah. So let me ask you the next big question. We're almost at the end of 2016. We're at the tail end of it. We're counting it down. Baby New Year's about to be born. What's in the pipeline for 2017?
Yeah. So I've when it comes to traffic, because that's what a lot of people ask me about. Okay, where am I going to go for traffic in 2017? Well, look, for free traffic, video is massive. It's been big for many years, and it still is. It's actually getting bigger and bigger. If you haven't noticed, like Facebook, you can easily put video on Facebook. You can do Facebook Live. There's always YouTube. So video is where you need to be for free traffic. If you want more exposure for your brand, your business, get free traffic, definitely get into video. You don't need professional video equipment. Use your smartphone. That's what I do. I seriously do. I just use my smartphone and create my videos. Do it anywhere and everywhere. So that's what you want. Another free traffic sources. Obviously, there's the Facebook, using your Facebook page or your group. There's lots of other really good ones. Podcasting is excellent, especially if you could. You and I both use it. We know it works really well. But the great thing about free traffic and these methods I just talked about, video and podcasting, using social media, is that it's the connection that you get. You can get it in no other way, especially with audio and with video, because people get to really hear, get a great feel for who you are and can really connect with you. So when it comes to paid traffic, the where you want to be in 2017 is Facebook advertising. The reason why I say that is because with Facebook, there's just so much you can do. It's not as many people are using it as they could be. Pretty much everyone is on Google. Not a lot of people more and more people are using Facebook, but it still is underutilized, so there's not as much competition there. But what a lot of people don't know about Facebook, and the reason why people may not be successful initially with Facebook, is because they don't use retargeting. And what I mean by that is this: if you're very careful and you create an ad to go out to your specific area, so let's say you're a local business, say you're a restaurant, for example, and you're very specific about your ad, you're only targeting your local area, and you know who your demographic is. You know that the 45 to 65-year-olds are the ones that visit your restaurant the most, so you target them. And you might even be very specific and target the income level, so you get the people with a higher income as well. So you're doing all the right things, and you can put an ad out there and still not get great results. The reason is because, well, one of the things you can totally turn things around is using retargeting. And what retargeting is with Facebook, you can actually, let's say you have a video in your ad, you can you send the initial, you create the initial ad using those demographics that we just talked about, those criteria. Then you can actually take the results of the video, meaning you can say to Facebook, I want to create another ad to go out, but only to those that watched 50% of my video or 100% of my video. And that, when you start doing that, that's when your return on investment just skyrockets.
Wow.
And that's where you're making money.
You just dropped a real gem on the audience here in case they didn't know it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So let me ask you, have you ever had a day job where you were like, I am not at my potential? And coming forward to today, has this helped you to craft your billionaire lifestyle?
Yeah, I've had. I started my first business when I was 29. So I had a lot of jobs before then, working for other people, and I wasn't even really interested in starting. I'm not the typical entrepreneurial type. I wasn't really ever really thought about starting my own business until I had my family, until my kids were born. And I wanted to be there more to support my wife and spend more time with my kids. And so that's what motivated me. And so now that I've been doing this full time for about 9 years now, I can't go back. Like, I still think back to my jobs, and I look at my lifestyle now, and it's like there's there's no turning back.
And that is one of the things that I hope to inspire, that people can hear from people like you. They know that it can be done. You just have to have the passion, you have to drive, and you have to be a little bit disgusted at what you are in or what you were in to move forward. And that's why you're such a great guest to have on the Billionaire Lifestyle, because you let people know that it's possible. And the other thing about it is that it's not one thing. That's why I have a variety of guests, because it's all about the passion in life. If you are diligent, you will be led to where you need to be. And speaking of which, so you podcast a lot and you reach out to a lot of different people. How do you find your guests?
Yeah, I've been doing a podcast for 3 years now. I really, really enjoy it. When I first started doing my podcast, the only content I really had was, what I did was I do a weekly conference call with clients, and they asked me a lot of great questions about their online business. So what I did was, Emmett, I would take this like hour and a half training session, or Q&A session, audio, and I would edit it. I chop out, I take the questions and my responses that I felt would be relevant to a wide audience, and that would be my podcast. And that was great, but the only problem with that is it just takes so much time to edit, to create a 20-minute or 30-minute session from an hour and a half. Like, there's heaps of editing involved. So yeah, it wasn't a lot of fun. I did that for 2.5 years. I don't know how I did it that long for. But then by sheer luck, I guess, maybe, but a friend of mine, he was interested in creating his own podcast, so he came and he watched me what I did, and he said, you know what, he just sold a business. And I said to him, hey, how about I just interview you about the process you went through in building and selling your own business? That's very valuable information people like to know. And he liked the idea, so I did an interview with him for a podcast. And I edited it and I put up line. And there was two things I loved about it. First of all, it was so quick to edit and actually put online. The second part was the content. It was a lot of fun. It was just it was easy, and lots of great content. So I thought, I'm just going to do interviews, because lots of great content. I can get specialists in. It's easier for me as well. So, don't get me wrong, I still do my Q&A sessions with my clients, but I just don't use that for my podcast material. So I do interviews, and the way and initially, to get guests, I just asked around people that I knew, so I put on Facebook or whatever, who's got some experience in certain areas, like to be a guest, some with business, internet marketing experience. I like personal development too. So I found some local people and people I knew, and then when I was getting stuck for guests, I hopped on, do what I always do when I'm stuck on something. Sue me. I forgot to put my phone on silent. I don't know if you heard that woohoo. What I do is I've set up my phone so when I get a new subscriber, it plays that sound on my phone. It's just a way of that. Whenever I make a sale, it makes a ching sound. It makes fun. I like to make fun with my business.
That's cool, because that means during the Billionaire Lifestyle podcast, some magic happened. That's all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly. So sorry. Yeah. So I do what I always do when I get stuck. I just go to Google. Like, seriously, the reason why I've been able to accomplish a lot and learn so much, I go to Google or I go to YouTube. So I went to Google. I just did a search for podcast guest directory, something like that. And there's some great websites. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but there's some great websites where you can sign up to their newsletter for free, and they will email you people that are interested in being guests on podcasts. So I get these emails, and if I see someone that's a match, I'll contact them and say, hey, I'd love to have you a guest on my podcast. And most times people will say yes, they want to be a guest. So and once you start doing it for a while, other people start taking notice, and you actually start getting approached by businesses that what their business is to find podcasts for their clients to appear in. So now I actually get approached and asked, hey, would you like this person to be a guest on your show?
Yeah, that's starting with me already, because I asked for the success of the people that I come in contact with and this podcast, and it's taken off like crazy because it's got to have the billionaire lifestyle mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to ask you a really quick question. You say your family, and I understand this to the maximum. Your family for a man can be your driving force. Are you looking to pass a legacy or a legacy of knowledge onto your family so that, you can have something, not only just time with them, but something to pass on as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely, Emmett. I'm big on education for my family. So I did well at school and enjoyed it. My kids, I encourage them to do well at school, but I don't want them to be geared towards what the system teaches, which is you get good grades, you go to university, you get a degree and work for someone. I don't believe, that could be the case for some or all of my kids, and that's okay if that's what they want. But I also teach them that there's lots of other places for education. There's a lot that the schools don't teach you, especially when it comes to business and finance. So I'm definitely passing on the knowledge that I've learned and building a business too. As they get older and older, I get them more involved in the business. I like to get them to understand what I'm doing, and hopefully pass the reins on, or get them working together and pass the reins on from what I'm doing. Look, everyone is different. Some are going to be the type that they want a specific profession, and that's fine. But for those that want more time freedom, financial freedom, then having an online business is, well, that's the reason why I got into it. And there's just so much opportunity. With an online business, it's so different, for example, from a traditional business. With a brick and mortar business, the overheads just getting started is crazy. But with online business, you can get started for less than $50 a month.
That's true. That's so true. About your membership site, when you were talking earlier, was that referencing to the membership site, or is that separate from the monthly fee?
Yep, that's sort of a member. So someone, for example, they're part of the Elite Web program, they would be given access to my membership area, which is all included. Yep.
Okay, good deal. We're about at the conclusion here. Where can people find you? Give me everything. Give me your Twitter. Give me your Facebook. Give me your web address.
Okay.
Give me everything.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thanks, Emmett. Yeah, look, it's really easy. I like to keep it really easy. So basically, one place. If you search for my name, so I'll spell it again. So it's John, John Lagoudakis. That's Lagoudakis. If you search that. And Facebook, you'll find me. I'm facebook.com/John Lagoudakis. My website's johnlagoudakis.com. Twitter is twitter.com/John Lagoudakis. So everything is that. But the main place, go to my website, johnlagoudakis.com. You can sign up to my list there, and I keep you updated of all the things that I'm up to, and especially with my webinars, my live webinars. I pretty much share everything. I don't hold anything back, Emmett. I have an abundance mindset, meaning that I believe that the more you give out, the more you actually get back. And you don't need to keep everything for yourself. There's plenty for everyone.
That's awesome. Oh, I have a message for you as well. My wife said to say, hello, and enjoy the sunshine.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Muckles.
Well, we're going to conclude the Billionaire Lifestyle podcast. John, it's been awesome having you here. Don't be a stranger. We are friends now. You don't know it, but we are. So always use me for what you have something new coming out. Just let me know, and we will promote it here.
Great. I appreciate that, Emmett. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember, when you look in the mirror in the morning, right after you get out that shower, look in that mirror, you're going to see two eyes looking at you. That person is the person you need to love most and first. After that, if you love that person the most, the love will spread out and everybody else will feel that love that you have to give to them. Remember, live the billionaire lifestyle. That's the style that you choose to live. Till next time, peace.